All right. Well, welcome to our weekly team call, everybody. I'm really excited to share with you guys tonight a little bit about how I have been sharing coaching with a cold market. So, as I think all of you guys know, I am not teaching this year. So it's been totally on me to work on building my business and moving that forward. So I'm really focusing on learning how to do that. And then I'm excited because I get to share that, with our team and with you guys. So hopefully, it can help you be more successful at a quicker pace than I am. So I'm excited to share this stuff with you guys. So just to make sure we're all clear, the difference between like a warm market and a cold market. Warm market is usually people that you know. These are your friends, your family. I would even group in like referrals with your warm market because those, aren't people that you really have to work for. You already know them. You don't have to start a relationship with them. I guess referrals could go either way. I kind of group them in with warm market because I see those as just like a gift whenever you get, a referral from somebody. So your cold market is going to be people that you don't know directly anyway. You may follow them on Facebook or Instagram or, what have you, but you don't know them personally. So these could even be people that are like in your fitness classes or go to your gym or they're in your running group or whatever. So you might know their face, but you don't have a personal relationship with them. So I just wrote down there's really three things that I've really been working on to share coaching with a cold market more confidently, because I know that my business will not be able to thrive forever on a warm market. So I need to get more comfortable and learn from my mistakes, sharing with people that I don't know, which can be tough because you don't want to scare them off. You don't want to come off as like salesy or slimy or whatever, all valid. But the bigger part of me says that I need to just get over myself and learn from trial and error. So the first thing I would say that has been really helpful is you need to find the right eyes for you. So that means gaining followers that are your avatar or people that you're going to relate to, your tribe. You have to find those eyes and get them on you, because it would be like marketing baseball equipment to a wrestling team. They don't care. So you can tell them all you want, like how awesome these baseballs are, but if it's a wrestling team, they're not going to care. So it's the same with your business. If it's people that don't relate to you, then you're falling on deaf ears anyway. So finding those right eyes. These people are going to relate to you or to your story in some way. So inadvertently, they trust you because you have been through something or have a similar lifestyle that they do. So they know it's real. If they don't have a similar connection to you, they will be more skeptical. But if you relate because you both marathon train, or you relate because you both have kids that are around the same ages, or you have lived in the same cities or grew up in the same state, something like that is going to be relatable, and they will kind of subconsciously trust what you're saying because they are the right eyes. So that's been super key. And I think you guys know a lot of this, especially from going to Summit, that the way to do that is through your hashtags that you're using on Instagram, actively following people that also use those hashtags, going to pages. Like one of the ones that I go to frequently is I follow the Proverbs 31 Ministries, and I go on their posts and I look at who comments. And then I go to those people's pages and see if they have something that relates to me. Obviously, Proverbs 31 were related with that ministry, but I try and find people that like the same things that I do, follow the same things that I do, and I follow them in hopes that they'll see me and then their eyes will be on me too. So after you get those eyes on you, obviously it's not doing any good unless you start a conversation with those people. So that's the second thing, starting a conversation when they follow you. Now, I don't necessarily always wait for them to follow me back. Sometimes I'll start seeing their posts 2, 3, 4 days in a row, and I reach out to them. The first initial message that I share with them has nothing to do with coaching and usually nothing to do with fitness unless that's what we have in common. So for me, being an athlete, and with you guys too, we are very much fitness-minded, fitness-oriented people. So it is likely that that could be part of your initial conversation. I always copy and paste essentially the same thing from a note in my phone. So I have that pulled up so I can read it to you guys. But initially, the messages that I send them are, you know, hey, whatever their name is. If they have some kind of weird handle, like, you know, mom of 4, and it doesn't say their name, then I just say like, hey girl, or whatever, or something like that. And then I just say, I'm Kelsey. So glad we're connected on Insta. I love meeting more, usually it's girls, who, whatever, like love Jesus and share his message, or, you know, coach soccer or like lifting or whatever. And then I ask them, where are you from? A lot of times it says that in their bio, but that is so not an intimidating question that I feel like it prompts them to respond if they want to. So that's how I initially start the conversation. I would say probably about 30 or 40% of the time I get something back from them, which is good. But that also tells me if I never message them, I would never get anything back. So a sure way of failure is not even starting. So once I get those eyes on me, sometimes we have a conversation that starts. If we do, then I definitely make sure that I try and watch their story, you know, once or twice a week, and then message them and reply something that has to do with their story, or comment something on a photo so that they continue to see me pop up in their notifications. After that, the third thing I do is invite them to a coach sneak peek, because for me, that is the easiest way to have them see directly into what is going on. And I really try and feel it out, you know, who they are. But more often than not, at least for me and for my tribe of people, they're already athletes and they're already sharing their journey on social media, which is why I would be reaching out to them in the first place. So I use, again, a very similar script when I invite them, and it's very open. It just says, I've got a Fitness is My Business 3-day info group. I just say info. Going on next week or whenever it is. And I think it's something you totally relate to. I put the words relate to because I don't want them to think I'm automatically saying like, oh my gosh, you would be so amazing at this opportunity and you need to check this out and you need to be on my team, and kind of overpower them. I use the words relate to because that could mean anything. Maybe they are a stay-at-home mom, so they can relate to working from home. Maybe they are an athlete, so they can relate to training. Maybe they are, you know, starting a new diet, so they can relate to the nutrition aspect. I don't get really specific. I just say, I think it's something you totally relate to. And then I say, I'd love for you to check it out. Knowledge is free. There's prizes and giveaways too. I'd love to send you the link. And I leave it at that. I don't even include the link. If I hear back from them, I think this time I had probably like 10 or 12 people be like, yeah, send it to me, sure. And maybe like 5 or 6 people say like, hey, thanks so much, but no, which is fine. Then that's easy for me. I might follow them for a little bit longer and then, you know, unfollow them if they aren't interacting on my page or whatever they're doing. So, Jen, make sure that's not a bad photo. I see you over there.
Abby's in mid like chug of her drink, and I love it. She's like chugging. You look great. Mary and I are like, hey, and Abby's chugging.
Perfect. Keep it then. So then if they say, you know, yeah, I'm interested, awesome. I already have the group set up. Usually I add in like Jen or Julie or some of my other coaches. I send them the link to the group, which I set up on Facebook. And then I just say posting starts Wednesday or Tuesday or whatever day. Hope you can check it out. And that's it. But I've learned that if I don't do that, they're not just going to magically go to the link in my bio and find this info group and want to know more about it. If I'm not actively inviting them and kind of getting over myself, then there's no possible way they're going to be in there. So a big reason that I started to kind of get over myself in that aspect is that I don't view inviting as anything other than a compliment. If I'm going to invite someone to coaching, that is a compliment to them and their journey, instead of kind of viewing it as desperation on my part, maybe. I only view it as a compliment. And if they say no, I usually say, no problem, totally okay. You inspire me so much. I just know that you're going to do great things and continue to inspire other people. Keep sharing your journey, or something to that effect. Because I want them to know I genuinely think that you could relate to this opportunity. But if you're not ready for it, you should still be sharing your journey, and you should still be working on yourself, because if I noticed you, other people are noticing you. So I definitely make a point to say that, even to people that say no thanks. So that being said, my sneak peek started today, and I always have a welcome post, and I ask people to share stuff on there. And if they do, they're entered to win a prize the first day. All of the people that commented on there, like 8 or 9 of them, all cold market. No one that I knew, all Instagram or Facebook related. And that this is the first time ever. So the only thing that tells me is the more I work at it, the more I'll see it come to fruition. And if I don't invite people, I'm not going to see it. That's the one thing that I've been doing differently now than I had before. And I still add a whole bunch of people into the group that are already my friends on Facebook. I can just add them in there. They can look at it or they can't. That's up to them. A lot of times, if it's people that I really think there's potential, I'll send them a message and say, hey, I just invited you to this group, blah, 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 blah. Hope you can check it out. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So I add my warm market in there, but I want to build confidence with my cold market. So that's really what I've been trying to do more of. And I have no idea if these people are going to sign up to be coaches or not. They could watch my video this first day and be like, yeah, I don't like this girl, and be done. But like I said, reaching out to your cold market can be intimidating because we don't want to hear no. And everything that we think people are thinking about us probably isn't true anyway. So all of your hesitations in doing that aren't helping you move your business forward. So hopefully you guys take a little bit from that. And if you want, I'm totally happy to post my scripts like in my team page or in anyone's team page, or if you want them, I can message them to you. It should just be in your voice and be something that, is genuine and piques their interest in what you're doing. So it's always free to add them in. And then if I notice that they haven't joined or requested to join the group, I just send them a reminder. Like, hey, just so you know, you can request to join the group if you click that link I sent you. And I think like 4 or 5 more people are like, oh yeah, thanks. And then requested to join. But it just comes down to getting over your own fear of what other people are going to think and being genuinely excited to include them in what you've got going on. Any thoughts or things to add?
Kelsey, that was awesome.
That's a growth mindset right there.
What?
I said that's a growth mindset right there.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, nobody was on my call last week. You don't know what that is, except for Kelsey.
Stop crying down there.
You're on fire, Kelsey. I'm really proud of you. You're crushing it.
No, I like how you changed inviting to be a compliment to the other person, because I don't think any of us look at it that way, right? It's like, okay, I just need to invite people because. But I like the way that you switched that around. Totally awesome. And I think number 1, finding the right eyes on us. Like, I know for myself, I know I have eyes that are following me that we're going to do this business, really. And some of them aren't married. Some of them don't have kids. They're guys that just are, there's some stupid stuff, right? Like, I just need to clear out. I need to redo that. So finding the right eyes is definitely a key.
And I'm slowly but surely working through my Jesse Riggin training. And I just went through like my whole, did a whole bunch of different target audiences to try and find like my niche audience. And I'm still kind of working through that. It's helped my page grow immensely. I mean, we're talking like double the amount of people in like 5 days time, which is great. Some of them, like 5 or 10%, totally my people. The other 95%, I'm like, I don't even speak Spanish. Like, how are these people finding my page? So going through and critiquing that kind of stuff is a little different. And in that aspect, it can be easier to gain followers on Facebook if you are marketing. But Instagram, I feel like you go to their page and you know what they're about. Like that's pretty straightforward. That's harder to do, on Facebook unless you're target marketing. But I'm slowly but surely working through that. So I try and find different groups on Facebook to be a part of, and then I just friend those people, and then I see their daily posts, and then I can kind of relate to them in that way. But it takes a little bit longer.
Are you writing everybody down that you send messages to? How are you tracking that?
Yeah, let me pull it up really quick and just show you guys. I'll share my screen with you. Okay. All right. Can you guys see that? Can you see?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, cool. So this is Trello. This is what I use. It's like I looked it up, like a year ago or so to see like kind of business tracking systems. So for me, I have like all these different boards and like new Insta contacts, potential challengers, potential coaches, new Facebook combos, new Insta combos, things like that. So then when I click on it, I've started doing this like as I'm sending messages. When people respond to me, I put them in my tracker. If they don't respond, then I don't put them in here. So for example, you can see here like new messages, and she's actually in my coaching group. So I can just grab her because she's in my sneak peek, and I can just put her over here, invited to coaching. So then it's cool because a lot of these people, let's see, like this girl, Christina McCoskey. So I asked her for her email. She gave it to me. And then I can put notes in here, like emailed info on challenge group with a Google form, wants nutrition and weightlifting, email about Lift 4 and BOD, goes to Mizzou, she's doing the keto diet. Like I can add things in here as I talk to them. And then this helps me because I can follow up with these people also. So then since I just started doing this, I can always add another tab here that says like month 1 follow-up or something like that. So I can keep track of the last time I talked to these people, but I just put them in here as they respond to me. So this has been how I've been tracking. Honestly, I don't know how I got by without doing it before. I wasn't diligent with it, and doing doing like pen and paper was not cutting it for me before. So now I put them into this like little thing. It's just Trello.com. It's free.
I like that. That was pretty cool.
It makes
that's a big problem of mine too.
It was a huge problem for me. Huge. So I needed to find a solution. And Britt, that led our team call a couple weeks ago, she is like the tracking master. And that's how she gets like, she's at like SC22 for this month. I'm like, dude, it's because she has infinite numbers of people to follow up with because she tracks. I forget. So I needed to find something that made sense to me. And I looked at a bunch of different ones, but I'm very particular when it comes to like how I track or visually what it looks like, how user-friendly something is. So I had to play around with a couple of them before I found this. But once I found Trello and was like, oh, okay, like this makes sense to me and I can kind of cater it to do whatever I want. There's a bunch of features on there that I don't use. I just use what makes sense to me. So that's how I've been like keeping track of all those conversations. And a lot of times before I kind of had all those different tabs, I would just have like potential challengers. Well, then I'd have to label Facebook conversation, Instagram conversation. Like I just decided to make its own thing. So now I know where I have talked to them. And then I can put in there if I have their email, or if it's Instagram, I put their Instagram handle. So I know, because a lot of times their name is different than what they are. You know, like it could say mom of 4, but her name is like Tracy, whatever, Granite. Okay, well, I don't want to call her mom of 4. I need to remember her name is Tracy, but this is like how I find her or whatever. So that's been really helpful. Are you guys thinking about running any sneak peeks? You guys are always welcome, like in mine, and I don't mind sharing the wealth in that aspect. I only do it for 3 days, and I post in there once, maybe twice a day, and give them all the info.
I should probably do one. What is this month? August. So in September, I should do one.
I like doing them toward the end of the month. Yep, because it gives me time to contact people and like be in conversation with them and then invite them toward the end of the month. So, and yeah, I just try and do it like a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So that gives me time. I try not to do it the last 3 days of the month, because then, you know, if you're trying to get those SC points toward the end of the month, you are, you're down to the wire, you know. But this way, like I did it the 22nd, 23rd, 24th. Okay, I've still got 7 days, you know, to get those points in. So that's what I've done differently.
Sounds good, Kels.
Cool.
Way to work, girl.
I'm trying, and I just want to share what I learn as I go, because that's the entire point of having a team. Like, what's the point of me learning how to do it if I don't have anyone to share it with, you know?
We appreciate it.
Yeah, you're on fire. And so organized.
Dude, honestly, people that work this business and have a full-time job, like, I bow down to them now. I don't know how they do it. I was so wiped after teaching all day. There's no way I'd have energy to do what I do now. So, yeah, I don't know how they do it. But I'm happy to help other people figure it out. Are we doing a picture? Jen, you already got one, right?
Yeah, can we have a picture without me like that?
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop recording.